I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to make roughly $13,000 within a span of 1 month by training AI. Here are my earnings on PayPal, and I'm refreshing the page over here so that you can see that this is not some BS fake screenshot. This method is still completely unpatched, and there are a lot of people out there that are making tens of thousands of dollars per month, and you can do it as well. If you don't believe me, then go ahead and see for yourself. I've attached some screenshots from people that are earning a ton of money off of this one platform alone. All of these screenshots are verified, and it took months or even a couple of years to get to these amounts, but it's definitely not impossible to attain. I've seen some people get numbers much higher than this, but it all depends on your skill stack and how you're able to help improve AI. I won't be able to discuss the exact details of my work, but a lot of it is comprised of comparing different models and helping the models improve by providing direct feedback. The people that work on these tasks are called annotators, and the data provided by the annotators is then used to help improve the AI for the task that it's trained on. And this is just a disclaimer, I'm not affiliated with this company whatsoever, and I'm not being paid for promoting this website. But I thought it was well worth sharing for how insane the opportunity is for anyone who is willing to apply and get accepted. And to get accepted is not very hard, and I actively urge my friends and even my family to join if they can. The work is extremely rewarding, as you can see based off of the screenshots, and can definitely be a great side income if you have extra time in your day. Also, it's pretty cool that you're able to train the next AI agent that will probably take over your job. Maybe you don't want to mention this part to your friends and family unless you want them to hate you. Okay, so the company is called Data Annotation, and it's one of the leading companies that helps train state-of-the-art AI models. And I'm talking about models like Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT. And if you go down over here, you'll be able to see hundreds of different jobs that are available based on your expertise. So if you keep going down, a lot of these are related to STEM fields. It shows you the entire application process and the different types of roles that are available. There are a ton of benefits for this type of work as well. You get to set your own hours. You can work at any time, even in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. I've done that before, but I definitely don't recommend it. It's terrible for your sleep schedule. But it's definitely something that I've done multiple times to properly complete a task. And then another benefit is you have no boss, and you either get tasks or you don't. And there's no need to upload your resume, you just need to pass their assessment. And their assessment might be difficult for anyone who's trying to apply for a different field that they're not an expert in. So I definitely recommend applying for the field that you do have some expertise in. And here's this really great post that I saw on the Data Annotation Tech subreddit. There are a lot of people who have thanked DA and the ability to work remotely. This person was able to pay off his entire family's debt by working at this company. And this is absolutely a life-changing opportunity, and I would recommend it to everyone who can work on this. This is especially great for students that look for extra cash on the side. If you're studying something in the STEM fields, it can be very lucrative, especially for people that are doing math, comp sci, physics, chemistry, bio, etc. And there are a huge variety of jobs available for all types of fields. It's also great for anyone who's working full-time with extra time, or if you're free on the weekends to spend on this platform and earn some extra cash. I wish I had someone to tell me about this sort of work, but we're not trying to gatekeep over here. Okay, so let's get back to the monthly number that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and how I was able to even hit such a big number within a month of onboarding. For the amount that I hit within a month, the tasks that I was getting were all based off of the coding skills that I already had. And since I passed the coding assessment, I was able to take up a lot of coding tasks that allowed me to get paid for up to $50 to sometimes even $60 an hour. These tasks were extremely tedious and were definitely harder than some of the generalist work that I've worked on previously. I did have to skip a lot of these tasks because I did not match the exact skill set, and that's absolutely fine. But on the same note, there were a lot of tasks which I could absolutely crush. So I focused on those ones because I knew I could do well on them. I was grinding roughly 6 to 8 hours a day, and I know it's probably unsustainable, but through that I was able to generate a ton of money within such a short time span. I've also done some generalist work within that time period, which paid roughly 20 to 25 an hour, which is still pretty good for the tasks that you're doing because they don't require much technical skills. However, getting paid for niche tasks is the best because the higher your skill level is in a certain field, the more you can expect your hourly pay to be. Now let's talk about the application process. So you apply directly through their website and there's no need for a resume, but you apply for a specific role that you're skilled at. I would highly recommend not applying for a generalist role because if you do apply, it'll be harder for you to enter the role that you're an expert in because you're gonna have to wait for an assessment to pop up and it's a whole different process. So I would much rather that you apply for something that you already have some expertise in so that you're able to earn even more money from the start. I've put together a list of tips that you can use for when you do get hired and want to retain that position. So the biggest one that I can think of is to not use AI for applying, and nor should you use it when you're working on a task, like ever. Because this rule will be repeated throughout your onboarding process if you apply. And if they catch that you're using any sort of AI, they will boot you from the platform within a second. And next, you should be very attentive to the tasks and the requirement and reread them multiple times if necessary. So some people get kicked out because they misunderstand the requirements and do not do the tasks properly. There's a whole list of rules that you must abide by, but here are the ones that I can provide to prevent you from being kicked off of the platform. You need to be fluent in English or whatever tasks that you're assigned to perform, and some may be for like non-English speakers, but you must ensure that you're putting in high quality work and you do not do tasks that you think you'll not do well in. I actually recommend skipping those completely if you can, and I think even the instructions will tell you to do that. Lastly, don't share or collaborate on any tasks unless it's specified in that task. And if you do get in and end up making a bunch of money, like a lot of the people over here based off the screenshots that I shared, maybe you can buy me a coffee, or if you can't buy me a coffee, hopefully you can click that like button and subscribe, because I'll be uploading more videos about side hustles that actually work. Also, the biggest pitfall for this website is that you can get removed from your work any second. And at first I was getting a constant stream of tasks, but then it dried up all of a sudden without any explanation of what went wrong. I ensured that my work quality was the absolute best, but the hammer had dropped on other people like this as well. And you pretty much have to live with that. There's no point of even trying again because they won't let you in on the platform again. And this is why I shared some of those tips previously to prevent you from being at the end of the hammer similar to me. So if you follow the rules properly, then you should be okay. But of course, a lot of the people are now finding out about these platforms, and it's a good idea to start as soon as possible to prevent overcrowding and your tasks from drying up. Before I close this off, I always used to think that these platforms were a bunch of BS or scams, especially when I saw their ads posted on LinkedIn, Indeed, and Reddit. But that's far from the truth. These websites are definitely not a scam and paying millions of dollars to workers on a monthly basis. And these annotators are making upwards of tens of thousands of dollars a month training AI that will end up replacing you in the future. This is a massive opportunity right now if you possess the right skills. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.